They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 46. Out of the gun, Watson. Complete to Kelly. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long, an early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And not wanting to take a shot out of the pocket, he tucks it and goes down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down.
Let's go. 50, plant. Right there in the middle. 55. I don't think you got it, son. 2.
Throwing again. Glenn. And a quick throw here. That's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
Hey, Delta.
Operating from the gun. Glenn. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And when a free safety goes like he did there, he better be sure he's going to be able to make a play.
Well, there's no doubt about it, because I have a feling that the defensive coordinator and head coach are on the sideline screaming, no, no, no. Good play.
Yeah, good job, buddy.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys...
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Aaron Donald, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
50, Mike's 50. Man, I got you. Man, I got you. Find him, go.
Here's Watson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down. A shotgun snap for Watson. He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off at the 45. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions in not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know something, big guy? We're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
A loss of 2 there. Second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, Glenn. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Everyone got 4 down. Shit, watch the shit. Hey, high 7. 5.
On 1st and 10, Glenn. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 11. After the interception, here's Watson. Into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
50's the mic. 50's the mic. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. Watch motion.
Now Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
2 sacks last week. Another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
It's now 4th down.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. We're scoreless after 1.
Ready. Hey, exit. Switch.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Now a first down throw. Watson. Thomas has got it. Complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion. And that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's Watson. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Aaron Donald. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Let's go now.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, Foxtrot. Get it.
To throw again. Glenn. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. Touchdown, Jaguars! George Kittle, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Walsh, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4.
Let's go, Spurs.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Set 90 Wolf. Hey, orbit. Ready?
Throwing on first down. Glenn. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, Haywood. You got 4.
Throwing again. Glenn. It's complete. It's Miller. And he's taken down inside the 30. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Back to throw. Glenn. And he's got his man on the out route. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
On first down, Glenn. And he slings one that's incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. And they come up here now first down.
Watch twins. Watch twins.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh.
You. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Hey, Echo. Check right. Keep grip.
On 1st and 10. Glenn. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He's picked off at his own 47. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. And an alley to run. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. The Texans with a first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Eric Armstead in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now it's Watson. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The veteran Stephon Gilmore able to break that one up.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
55, Mike, 55. Hey, eat.
Go.
Watch the pass.
Go.
To throw again. Glenn steps away to his left. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Glenn. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Here we go. Set. 60 outlaw.
What we got?
Get it.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A very solid gain of 27.
8 lead.
Check back.
Ready.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Here we go. 15 line. Hey, Delta.
Let's go. Check 55.
2nd and 2. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. George Kittle, as the first half is winding down, and the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
Hey, high 7 now.
Operating from the gun. Glenn looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and
he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point good by Aguayo. And this is back to a 5-point game. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. Something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we've come to halftime at a 5-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Looking to throw on second down. Watson, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. Well, it appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. When you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench, but this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see the offense.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On first down, it's Watson. He gets it to Thomas. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Forced out to his left. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
From the red zone now, Watson nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively, because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Check 52. Check 13.
Throwing on second and long. Watson, and he's going to go down again. Aaron Donald has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Following the sack, it's now third and long for Watson and the Texans. Third and long, it's Watson. He's caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. To throw is Watson. His pass caught with the 4. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. from 8 yards out, and the Texans have taken the lead. The point after now for Aguayo. It's good, and the lead moves now to 2. It's 17-15. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready, break.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Let's go, D. Kill.
X3. 218, chop. Hey, foxtrot. Deep grip.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Here we go.
A good pickup there, a 22.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Back to throw. Glenn. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Yeah. Hey, Haywood. Go.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Glenn, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I think this is where we see how the game has moved along a little bit. Free safety, no blitz, but reads the play, has no responsibility in coverage, and takes a gamble and goes against the quarterback.
Well, is that a spot, though, where when he's coming, the quarterback needs to be able to find somebody, or not necessarily?
Has to, because with that amount of time coming from the free safety position, someone should break open.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Motion. Mike's 50.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson out to his left and incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
The Texans on 3rd down. Just one conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 7.
Mike's 50. I'm here all day. Motion.
Out of the gun, Watson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
It has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 23, and he will have a touchdown. Aguayo on for the PAT. Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range, and guess what? They've got a shot.
Throwing after the interception. Glenn escaping the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Looking to throw. Glenn looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun. Glenn over the middle to Kittle. Complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. Throwing on first down. Glenn going up top for Miller. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 11. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
50's the money. 50.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Now he's flushed out left. And his throw here is incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Hey, 50.
Throwing again is Watson. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Hey, 31! March 50. And we got to get out of the
Watson throwing on 3rd and long. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 55 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Get that quarterback. Get that quarterback. Off.
from the gun. Here's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50.
Throwing on second and long. Watson going right side here, and that's complete. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Throwing on third down, Watson. This will be caught at about the 6. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Motion, 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 motion. Mike 50, Mike 50.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So here we go now as the Jaguars will go for 2.
Small. 4 down, even.
Operating from the gun, Glenn. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
To try again after the sack. Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And the Jags grab it. And they've got it very deep in enemy territory. It's inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. First and goal. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Go!
Following the fumble recovery, Glenn got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. George Kittle, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. Important extra point up and through, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Here we go, 50, Mike 50.
Watson, now a desperation throw, deep down. He's got a man, complete. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A big play there. 76 yards. As his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Watson now to throw. Sliding out of the pocket.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for 2, when to go for 1. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for 2. Try and make it a field goal difference.
But now just up 1 makes the rest of this 4th quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on...
a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in their comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Now Watson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Switch. Slam. Kill. Check it forward.
Now it's Watson. And that will be incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass.
The Jaguars
Let's go. Do it.
at their own 20-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, exit. Go.
Back to throw. Flushed out right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 57 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Back to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Hey, box drop. Get it.
They'll look to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. So the Jags will keep the offense out there as they'll decide to go for 2.
Hey, orbit. Ready.
From the gun, Glenn. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't allow the...
He's in! Are you kidding me?
How do you give that up?
One of the most improbable ways to finish a game, and they do win it on the final play. This one is going to sting for a while. I mean, how do you let that happen defensively?
One stop.
One stop. I know that it's easy to say that from the booth, but
it is.
How do you let that happen, partner?
That's one of those where sometimes you get overzealous on defense, get out of your lanes, don't take care of your assignments. But let's just go ahead and focus on the offensive guy. Look what they got done.
Yeah.
They needed to make one play themselves, and they did it.
Yeah, that's the reverse side. It was a heck of a play and a heck of an ending to this script. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.